AI tools for SEO, outsourcing optimization. SEO is now part of your sales motion. B2B buyers have changed how they buy, and in 2025, that change is permanent. Roughly 67% of the buyer's journey happens digitally, and about 71% of researchers start with a generic search query before they ever talk to a rep. That means SEO isn't marketing support anymore. It's how your future opportunities find and pre-qualify you. AI tools for SEO are accelerating that shift because they make optimization continuous instead of quarterly. Instead of guessing which pages to update, teams can use AI to identify intent gaps, spot technical blockers, and produce content that aligns with how buyers actually research. The result is simple: more high-intent visitors earlier in the buying cycle with clearer signals for your revenue team. The problem is that most B2B teams can't staff an always-on SEO operation with deep technical chops, strong content editing, analytics, and AI tooling expertise. That's where AI-first outsourcing becomes practical. You get speed and specialization without building a full in-house pod, and you keep internal time focused on positioning, proof, and closing. Why AI-driven SEO hits the revenue line? Organic search is still the front door to the funnel for most B2B categories. Many B2B sites see around 62% of their traffic come from organic search, which is why a single technical issue or content gap can quietly suppress pipeline for months. When we look at revenue outcomes, SEO's job isn't rankings in a vacuum. It's putting your brand in the research stream for buyers who are already problem aware. The conversion dynamics are also hard to ignore. Inbound SEO-sourced leads are often cited as closing at roughly 14.6% versus about 1.7% for outbound, which is an 8x advantage when the traffic and targeting are right. Outbound still matters, but SEO changes the odds by warming accounts before your SDRs ever send the first email. AI raises the ceiling because it turns SEO into a compounding system. More topics covered, more pages kept healthy, and more learnings recycled into messaging. The win isn't SEO versus outbound. It's using SEO to create demand and using an outbound sales agency to monetize it with disciplined follow-up. What AI tools for SEO actually handle well? AI SEO isn't a single feature. It's a set of capabilities that reduce manual work and improve decision quality. A major use case is keyword research and intent clustering. AI can ingest thousands of queries, group them by semantic intent, and suggest how to map clusters to awareness, consideration, and decision stage content. With roughly 86% of SEO professionals integrating AI into their workflows, the competitive baseline has moved, and manual-only programs tend to fall behind in both speed and coverage. AI also changes content operations by making briefs and drafts faster and more consistent. The best setups don't publish raw AI outputs. They use AI to create research-backed structure, then apply human expertise to add original POV, accuracy, and credibility. That human layer is where you win in B2B. Nuanced constraints, real implementation trade-offs, and proof that convinces technical evaluators. On the technical side, AI helps keep your site from leaking opportunity. Continuous crawls can flag indexation problems, broken internal links, cannibalization, slow pages, and thin, duplicative content before they damage rankings. The market growth projections for AI-powered SEO software, about $2.36 billion in 2025, and an expected rise toward $9.74 billion by 2034, reflect how quickly optimization is shifting from periodic audits to ongoing AI-assisted maintenance. What to outsource and what to keep in-house. Outsourcing works best when you separate execution at scale from strategic truth. Most teams should outsource the repeatable machinery: keyword clustering, technical audits, content production workflows, on-page optimization, internal linking plans, and competitive monitoring. Those are the areas where an AI-first partner can move faster than an internal marketer juggling launches, events, and sales enablement. You should keep ownership of positioning, ICP definition, and proof assets. Your team is closest to what wins deals, what objections actually sound like, and which claims pass legal and compliance review. The best outsourced model looks like a tight editorial loop. Your SMEs provide raw insight, the partner turns it into publishable assets, and you approve for accuracy and voice. A practical rule: outsource what is measurable and repeatable. Keep what is brand-defining and risk-sensitive. If you're in a category where trust matters, security, fintech, healthcare, manufacturing, governance matters as much as output. Your agency should be able to show how it prevents low-quality AI content, how it cites sources, and how it ties priorities to SQLs, not just sessions. Treat SEO as a revenue program, not a publishing calendar. Every page should earn its way to meetings and pipeline. How to run an AI-first outsourced SEO program. Start with outcomes, not deliverables. Instead of buying X blog posts per month, define what matters to revenue. Target topics tied to ICP pain, conversion paths that create demo requests, and sales enablement assets that help close. Then, translate that into a content system, a cluster plan, pillar pages, comparison pages, integration pages, and technical fixes that protect crawlability and performance. Operationally, you want a workflow that combines AI speed with human QA. AI can propose outlines, internal links, schema, and meta tags, but your partner should have a documented editorial standard for accuracy, differentiation, and updating. If they can't show how drafts are reviewed and by whom, you're outsourcing risk, not just work. Finally, instrument the program so sales can actually use it. Track the queries and pages that create conversions, then feed those themes into messaging, pitch decks, and cadences. When SEO becomes a data source for your sales development agency or SDR agency, you stop treating content as top of funnel and start treating it as targeting intelligence. Common mistakes that make AI SEO backfire. The most common mistake is publishing at scale without differentiation. AI can produce fluent content quickly, but B2B buyers don't reward fluency. They reward specificity and evidence. If your pages read like every other vendor's, you'll struggle to rank, and even if you do rank, you'll struggle to convert because the content doesn't resolve skepticism. Another frequent issue is optimizing for traffic instead of intent. High-volume keywords look tempting, but they can attract the wrong audience and bury your analytics in noise. A better approach is building content around decision stage and comparison queries, then using internal linking and technical hygiene to help those pages get discovered and indexed reliably. The third mistake is treating outbound and SEO as separate worlds. If your team runs cold email agency playbooks, cold calling services, and LinkedIn outreach services without reflecting the language buyers use in search, you'll sound misaligned. When your SEO insights inform outbound scripts, the same account that discovered you via search is more likely to engage when a cold calling agency or outsourced sales team reaches out with matching context. Turning search visibility into meetings with SalesHive. Visibility is only valuable if it turns into conversations. That's where we sit. SalesHive operates as a B2B sales agency built to convert demand into booked meetings across email, calling, and LinkedIn. Since 2016, we've booked 100,000 plus sales meetings for 1,500 plus clients, and we use that experience to help teams connect inbound intent signals to outbound execution. In practice, AI-driven SEO gives you a map of what buyers care about right now, the keywords, objections, and use cases that show up before a demo request. We can take those insights and build targeted lists and messaging that feels relevant instead of generic, whether you're hiring SDRs internally or leaning on sales outsourcing. This is also where list-building services matter. The better your intent-informed targeting, the more efficient your outbound spend becomes. If you already run an outsourced B2B sales motion, the goal is alignment, not more activity. We use AI personalized email via our eMod engine and multi-channel outreach to mirror the themes your prospects are researching, which improves reply rates and call outcomes. When SEO and an outbound sales agency operate from the same intent data, you're not guessing who to contact. You're following the market's own signals. Preparing for AI answers and what to do next. Ranking is no longer just blue links. Google's AI overviews and answer engines like ChatGPT and Perplexity are changing how users consume information, and research has shown AI-driven search behavior can change engagement patterns quickly. That shift is why more teams are planning for Generative Engine Optimization, GEO, optimizing content so it's cited, summarized, and trusted in AI-generated responses, not only indexed on traditional SERPs. For leaders, the next step is building an operating rhythm. Monthly intent reviews, quarterly content and technical roadmaps, and a tight feedback loop between SEO and revenue. Make sure your partner reports on what matters: pipeline influence, assisted conversions, and content that supports late-stage deals, not just impressions. If you can't connect SEO work to revenue outcomes, you'll underinvest right before the channel becomes even more defensible. If you want a straightforward plan, start by choosing a narrow set of high-intent themes, shipping a small cluster of authoritative pages, and pairing that with coordinated outreach. Done correctly, AI tools for SEO help you scale the work, outsourcing helps you sustain the pace, and an outsourced sales team converts the demand into meetings. That combination is how modern teams make SEO a predictable growth engine instead of a long, slow experiment.